What's up, fellow monkey wrenchers? I'm your host, Monkey Mike, and today we are back with the Miata. Some of you are actually here just for this car. Don't worry, we will have an update tomorrow on Fazda. There's some new stuff I did there, but before we get there, there's something I need to address about the Miata. Something I noticed when I was screwing around with it yesterday doing the garage launches, it started going kind of lean, and I couldn't figure out why. We jumped up to like 17 on the AFR. That was actually one of the reasons I completely stopped what I was doing. And I never launched it that hard before, but I've also never seen it spike up to 17 like that. And it wasn't when I let off and it was on decel. It was definitely when I got onto it. And I think what happened was it built a little bit of exhaust pressure from me letting go of the clutch and it having, you know, the weight of the car on it. And when it built that little bit of exhaust pressure, we built some boost pressure and it wasn't able to compensate fast enough. One of the reasons I was wondering why is, you know, maybe the fuel pressure regulator failed. I don't know what the fuel pressure is because that isn't something digitally relayed. This is a mechanical system. You can see it's right here. There's no wires that are hooked up. This is actually to the intake air temp sensor. And that's actually just where I routed it because I know fuel stays cool. So what's happening right here is it's just a regular fuel pressure regulator mounted right here to the rail. And it indexes for a median of 42 psi above atmospheric pressure. If we were indeed running 16 psi at it, that means before we were pushing 16 psi against that fuel pressure at the rail because I was, you know, pushing up into the injectors there. So that's not good. If you haven't offset your fuel pressure, you're going to have, you know, you're going to need to find a way to dump more fuel. You're not having as hard of a spray, which means it is being hindered about getting where it needs to go. You want to try to compensate with that. Now, an easy way to compensate for that is an adjustable fuel pressure regulator. That's not what we're doing today, though we will be doing that eventually, especially because, well, it's in a really easy spot to do it. So, today's video, let's check out the injectors. Well, that's not right. Well, that one's unplugged from me unplugging it earlier, but I'll tell you why here in a minute. Look at that. Let me turn the light on for you. So watch this. I don't know if you can see, but you can see fuel coming out right here. Just a tiny bit, but you can see little bits of fuel on that injector right there. And I'm willing to bet you can actually see down in here at the bottom. There's fuel down there at the bottom of the injector. Yeah, these boys, I was smelling fuel and I couldn't figure out why. Oh man, that thing's bright. I hate that thing. But I couldn't figure out why I was smelling fuel, and I'm pretty sure we have figured out why. I bet when it started building boost, it was just pushing right out. Now, the nice thing is it doesn't just push the fuel right out the holes. But what does happen is we have an aversion to how the fuel is being spit down into the intake runner and trying to get into the combustion chamber. Instead, make sure I don't have much crap in my, I was like, you know, I just ate. I didn't even try to clean my mustache. I don't present myself for these videos, guys. I just kind of like come out here and go, all right, we're filming stuff. Hopefully there's no boogers. I just had avocado. Hopefully my face isn't all green. Anyway, yeah, so we have Rx8 injectors. These are 440 or otherwise known as the 425cc because at the 42, which is about what all injectors are tested at anyway, is about 42.5. That's what our median fuel pressure is for the Miata. So these are known as the 425s. These are out of an Rx8. I did pull one out earlier and test. I didn't test fit it, but that was why that injector there was actually pulled off. So I wanted to make sure that this was a plug and play deal. So grab this guy here, and as you can see, just plugs right in, right? Sweet. So we know that works. Now we just need to take this off. And voila, it really is that simple. You can just kind of wiggle it down. And it should just pop right off. Yeah, I don't believe they're held in by anything. Let's go ahead and get this clip off. There we go. I don't think these have ever been serviced either. Come on, don't drop a bunch of fuel. That's really all I'm after. No, not bad at all. All right, that's what we've got. That's what's going in. Notice that the pintle is a little bit shorter, but we also see we also just have that one hole right there, and you can actually see the needle for the injector. Whereas these ones here run the 4-hole atomizer system versus just a hole. All right. So this should seat in here just the same. Look at that. That's pretty cool. All right, before I install that though, I am gonna get the other ones out. I just wanted to verify that was gonna go in, and that did go in very easily. These also have new filters inside. So these were rebuilt quite well from what I could see. They are factory Densos. These are legit. Where is it? There we go. Legit Denso product with a legit Denso part number on it. A little bit of fuel coming out there. That's okay. It's just gonna clean the area. Man, these are nasty too. Yeah, these have seen better days, guys. Let's see if I can get you. Yeah, it's just gross in there. Pretty gross. Get that last injector out. So here they are as they came out. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can see they're just dirty. Yep. Just dirty. Old. That one wasn't even sealing all the way. Yeah. That's okay though. Not even tripping about it. These little guys here, I believe they're 255 or 225 cc. I believe, or 220. I think they're 220. We're gonna step up to the 425s. So installation should be just as simple. Really, it should be easier, to be completely honest. So these are a lifesaver. I like to use these to just get down in there. Now again, we verified that those sit near identical. Okay, there's gonna be a little bit of a height change with the new injectors, but not enough to worry about. All right. Easy way to cinch this down without fighting on it. Let's just put these in. This will make life a million times easier for you. This would be where a socket would be fantastic. Seems like the angle of the rail has changed slightly. Maybe that's to try to offset the height. I'm doing my best not to tighten them down real tight, but I do want to see if it corrects that rail at all. Yeah, because they're awful smushed now. I'd almost say that maybe we should use a spacer, use a washer in between the rail and the mount spot. Maybe we'll do 2 washers. See what happens there. We'll start out with 2 and then we'll check it and see what happens. Worst come to worst is it leaks and then we take one away. All right, first things first, do they move around? Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, I'm not sure I like that they're moving around like that. Well, that's actually just the... No, that's just the plug. The injector itself, yeah, it moves around a little bit. Not a lot. I guess the only way to really test this is to give it some fuel. So let's prime it and see what happens. Looks like it's holding fuel pressure to me. Everything looks good from what I can see. Whoops, there you go. Basically what we're looking at is the actual injector itself. You can see the injector itself is dry. That one down in there is dry. It's hard to see. I'm trying to give you guys the best shot I can. That one down there as well is dry. Everything's dry. Right now it's the fuel's primed, it's holding, everything's good. So we'll test the 2-washer theory and see how well that works. As you can see on the mount right here, there's 2 extra little washers in there, and those are actually the washers that I pulled from this, the fender washers. There you go. That's how you upgrade your injectors from the old school blues, which are tried and true. They work well. They'll hold a couple PSI. You know, they're good for about 5, and yeah, it's good. They're not bad. I'm not crapping on those at all. But now we have far better injectors. Far, far, far better. I would give you a startup, but I need to go in and play with the fuel map and at least tell it that it has bigger injectors, change the latency, all that kind of junk. I do have some specs from other people that have ran these, and I'm going to go give those a shot just because, well, other people have ran them, and it's better than just putting in random numbers. I do have the specs for the actual injector. If I remember right, they're 13.8 ohms or 13.2. I'd have to look at the literature. But they are 425cc at 42.5 pound. And next we need to bump that fuel regulator up because we need to get back, we need to offset how much PSI we're running. So we'll get probably a boost referenced fuel pressure regulator. That way it'll kick it up, and then we'll put a bigger fuel pump in it too. That's all coming soon, guys. So here's what I did today, and tomorrow we'll jump on some FOSTA stuff. I got some real cool things over here to show you, but I don't want to spoil them yet. So stay tuned, and I don't know when I'll probably release the second half of the RV video. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. I don't know. Those burps are nasty. All right, guys. Love y'all. Be cool. Stay fresh. Burn fuel. I don't have anything better. Later. Peace.